You ever wonder what makes a man think about you long after you've walked out of the room? Is it your beauty, your charm, the way you carry yourself? Sure, those things can catch his eye for a second, but they won't keep his mind spinning long after you're gone. To truly captivate a man, to carve a lasting impression in his thoughts, the secret lies in something far deeper: how you communicate. You see, most women fall into the trap of thinking they need to bend over backward to impress a man. They become overly accommodating, constantly available, or even worse, overshare, thinking vulnerability will create instant connection. And while all of that might feel like it's getting somewhere, more often than not, it leads to disappointment. So, what if I told you there's a better way? A way that doesn't compromise who you are, but instead lets you lean into your power, making him think about you, miss you, and crave your presence, all without chasing him. I'm not talking about manipulation or playing games. I'm talking about techniques rooted in something deeper: authenticity, emotional intelligence, and a concept I call Dark Stoic Psychology. These are the tools high-value women use to leave men breathless, not because they're trying to make an impression, but because they're simply being the best version of themselves. These techniques work by drawing him in, leaving him wanting more, all while maintaining your integrity and sense of self. By the end of this, you'll have a map that doesn't just lead to making him miss you, but to making him remember you, your energy, your essence, the way you make him feel. Imagine the way you'd show up in the world if you knew you could leave an unforgettable impact on any man you meet. This isn't about flashing a smile, pretending to be something you're not. It's about mastering the art of communication, the silent power in the way you listen, the way you speak, and most importantly, the way you make him feel. This will leave him thinking about you long after you've stepped out of his life, or his thoughts. Are you ready to learn what it takes to make him miss you and truly remember you? Stick with me, because what I'm about to share will change everything. Number 1. The mystery factor. Keep him intrigued. Imagine meeting someone who seems perfect on paper, charming, attentive, full of fascinating stories. You're drawn in, thinking this could be it. But after just 1 or 2 conversations, you realize you know everything about them. Their past, their hopes, their dreams. There's nothing left to discover. The spark fades. There's no mystery, no excitement. And soon enough, the connection starts to lose its magic. You move on, looking for something more. Now, picture a different scenario. You meet someone who, on the surface, seems to have it all together. They're charming, engaging, but somehow you just can't put your finger on all of who they are. There's a sense of depth, layers that you want to peel back. They give just enough to draw you in, but leave you wondering what's lurking beneath the surface. That is the power of mystery. High-value women know exactly how to wield mystery, and it's not about playing games. It's about creating a magnetic aura, one that leaves him intrigued, emotionally pulled, and always coming back for more. It's not about being distant or cold. It's about being incomplete in a way that makes him eager to know more. So, how does this play out in the real world? It starts with communication. You don't need to spill your entire life story in every conversation. Instead, you offer glimpses, enough to captivate his attention, but not everything all at once. For example, when he asks about your job, instead of diving into the usual rundown, you might say something like, "It's a little unconventional, but I love what I do. It keeps me on my toes. What about you? How did you get into your line of work?" Notice how this leaves him with an open-ended question, sparking his curiosity. He wants to know more, but you've got him on a string, reeling him in with just enough to keep him interested. But mystery isn't just about the words you speak. It's in the way you carry yourself. Your presence, your energy, speaks volumes even when you're silent. Subtle gestures matter more than you think. The slight, fleeting smile that lingers just a moment too long. The way your eyes lock with his, but only for a brief instant before looking away. A pause before answering a question, as if you're choosing your words carefully. These small, deliberate moments add layers to your persona. They build intrigue. They make him wonder what you're really thinking, what you're really feeling. It's not about hiding who you are, but about showing him that there's more to you than meets the eye. When you allow him to catch only bits of your story, he's forced to fill in the blanks, to imagine what else lies underneath. It's that gap, the unspoken parts of you, that pull him in. You're not just a woman. You're an enigma, a mystery he wants to solve. Mastering the art of mystery isn't just about keeping him on his toes. It's about creating a dynamic that sticks with him long after you're gone. When you leave a conversation, he should be left wanting more. His mind should keep circling back to you, replaying the moments, wondering what else you've yet to reveal. This is the emotional pull of mystery, the kind that keeps him coming back, eager to discover who you really are, bit by bit. And here's the beauty of it. While he's wrapped up in the mystery of you, you're wrapped up in the power you hold over your own narrative. You control the flow. You decide how much he gets to know and when. The more you master this, the more you'll realize how much more you're in control of your interactions. The more intrigued he becomes, the more you'll understand how much power lies in leaving a little to the imagination. Number 2. Emotional impact. Make every conversation memorable. What sticks in a man's mind long after the conversation ends? Is it the words you spoke or the emotions you stirred? High-value women know this truth. It's not enough to engage in small talk. They have the ability to take a man on an emotional journey that stays with him even after you've parted ways. To truly leave a lasting impression and make him miss you, every conversation needs to be unforgettable. Skip the mundane questions like, "How was your day?" and instead ask something that invites deeper thought. Try something like, "What's the most exciting thing you've done recently?" Or, "If you could wake up anywhere tomorrow, where would it be?" These kinds of questions go beyond the surface, sparking real emotions and offering a glimpse into his world. But it doesn't stop with asking the right questions. When he answers, don't just listen to the words, feel the emotions behind them. Pay attention to his tone, his energy. Acknowledge his passion by saying something like, "I can tell that really excites you. It's great to hear you talk about it." This shows him that you're not just hearing him, you're truly seeing him. And that leaves a lasting impression. Storytelling is another powerful tool to make your conversations memorable. When you share something from your life, don't just tell the facts. Paint a picture that draws him into the experience. Instead of simply saying, "I went hiking last weekend," try this. "I hiked this trail last weekend that felt like it was leading straight into the clouds. When I made it to the top, the view took my breath away. I stood there, feeling like I was on top of the world." Now, he's not just hearing a story, he's experiencing it with you, and that emotional connection stays long after the conversation ends. But emotional impact doesn't only come from deep discussions. Playfulness is just as important. Little moments of humor and light teasing can make a big difference. For example, you actually think pineapple belongs on pizza. We might have to rethink this friendship. It's fun, spontaneous, and shows him that you're comfortable enough to joke around. These playful moments build connection and create a bond that makes him think about you even when you're not around. The real goal of every conversation isn't to impress him with facts or cleverness. It's to make him feel something. When you get this right, he'll start associating you with those emotions: laughter, warmth, excitement, connection. And when you're not around, he'll miss that feeling, wanting to experience it again. So make every conversation count. Make it genuine. Make it feel real. Create emotional moments that he won't be able to forget. That's the key to making him remember you and keep coming back for more. Number 3. The power of first impressions. Set the tone for desire. The first few moments you meet someone have an almost magical power. Those initial seconds, how you look, move, and speak, can determine whether he'll remember you or forget you completely. First impressions aren't just casual moments, they're a glimpse into who you are, and they can set the tone for everything that comes next. High-value women understand this truth. A first impression isn't about being flashy or putting on a show to impress. It's about creating an atmosphere that intrigues him, sparks curiosity, and, above all, makes him feel something. When you know how to use those first moments wisely, you lay a foundation that keeps him thinking about you long after you've walked away. At the heart of a powerful first impression lies confidence. It's magnetic. The way you walk into a room speaks volumes before you even say a word. Hold your head high, your shoulders back. Move with purpose. Don't rush or fidget. Take your time. When you enter, you should carry yourself as if you belong there, as if you're exactly where you're meant to be. This quiet strength signals that you're comfortable in your own skin and that you know your worth. Confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's a silent, steady force that draws people in without you even trying. But it's not just about what you do, it's about how you make him feel. The tone of your voice can set an entire atmosphere. Speak slowly, measured, like you're in no hurry to get your words out. Each pause between sentences gives your words weight and allows them to sink in. This pace communicates control, but more importantly, it tells him you're fully present in the moment. You're not in a rush. You're giving him the space to appreciate you. Then there's your body language. It's the silent language that speaks louder than words. Make eye contact, not too much, but just enough to show you're engaged. Let your eyes meet his with calm assurance. And when he speaks, give him the gift of a genuine smile, a slight tilt of your head that shows you're not just hearing him, you're truly listening. This little gesture speaks volumes about your openness and interest. It draws him in, making him feel like he's the center of your attention, even if only for a moment. A first impression isn't about dazzling him with witty remarks or trying to be something you're not. It's about leaving him with a feeling, a sense that there's more to you than meets the eye. It's about making him curious, intrigued enough to want to know who you are, what makes you tick, and what's hidden beneath the surface. When you master this art, you won't just leave a lasting first impression. You'll leave an imprint on his mind that lingers long after you're gone. This impression will work on a deeper level. He'll start replaying those first few moments in his head. The way you carried yourself, the calm, steady confidence you exuded, the way you made him feel. And in that moment, even before you've shared much of yourself, You'll have captured his attention in a way that no flashy words or overt displays of interest ever could. When you get this right, you set the tone for desire. You create a magnetic pull that draws him in. You leave him thinking about you, wanting to know more. And that's how you set the stage for him to crave your presence every time you walk into a room. Number 4. The push-pull dynamic. The art of absence. Ever notice how we crave what we can't have? There's something magnetic about scarcity, about things that are just out of reach. This principle is the foundation of the push-pull dynamic, and it's a powerful tool when used correctly. High-value women know this secret. While their presence can captivate, their absence can leave a deeper impact. But let's be clear, the push-pull dynamic isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's not about running hot and cold for the sake of it. No, this is about creating a connection that's electric, exciting, and alive. It's about building a rhythm in the relationship that keeps both of you on your toes, balancing closeness and distance in a way that heightens desire. Here's the key. Too much push can make you seem overbearing, needy, or desperate for attention. Constantly seeking his validation, crowding his space, or demanding his time will drain the attraction. Too much pull, on the other hand, can make you seem distant or uninterested, like you're always out of reach. It's easy to see why this dynamic is so powerful. It's about finding that sweet spot where the tension is just right, where you're neither too eager nor too aloof. So how do you master it? When you're with him, be fully present. Immerse yourself in the moment. Let him experience your warmth, your energy, your presence. Be genuine. Let your words flow effortlessly and show him who you are. Not just the surface version, but the parts of you that are real, raw, and unfiltered. The kind of connection that makes him feel like he's seen and understood. That's the push. You pull him in with your authenticity, your energy, your passion. But then, just as the moment reaches its peak, step back. Create space. Don't bombard him with texts or calls the minute you walk away. Don't rush to meet up immediately after you part ways. Instead, let him miss you. Allow him the space to reflect on the time you shared, replay your conversations in his mind, and wonder when he'll see you next. That absence, it's a form of quiet power. It builds tension, it piques his curiosity, and it makes him want you more. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about maintaining your independence and valuing your time. High-value women know that their value isn't tied to constant availability. You don't need to be on his schedule every second of the day to feel important. Instead, you let your life continue with or without him. You've got a full, rich existence that doesn't revolve around him. This balance between showing up and pulling back is magnetic. It keeps him on his toes, wondering what's next, how you're feeling, and when he'll get to experience your presence again. When you create this dynamic, you're teaching him how to earn your time, your attention, and your affection. It's not a matter of being elusive. It's about establishing that your time is valuable. He'll come to realize that when you do show up, it's because you want to, not because you're desperate for his approval. And when he values you in this way, he'll appreciate the careful balance you create. He'll crave the closeness, but also the space that keeps things fresh and exciting. The absence you create deepens the attraction, allowing him to feel the weight of your presence when you're around. The push-pull dynamic keeps the relationship exciting, charging it with energy. You make him want more, not because you're playing hard to get, but because you're showing him that you're worth the effort. That delicate balance, being there when it counts, stepping back when needed, fuels the desire and leaves him longing for you every time you step out of his world, even for a moment. Number 5. Re-engaging with depth. Thoughtful follow-ups. Absence can create a sense of longing, giving him space to miss you, but thoughtful re-engagement sparks something deeper. This is your chance to reignite chemistry and strengthen your emotional connection in a way that makes him see you in a new light. High-value women know that reaching out isn't about filling silence, but about making every moment count. It's about reminding him of the spark you shared and elevating the bond you've started to build. Timing is key. Don't rush in too soon. Give him time to reflect and miss you. A couple of days is enough for him to realize how much he values your presence. Too much too soon can dull the excitement, too little, and the connection may fade. You're not chasing him. You're creating space that makes him want to chase you. When you reach out, avoid the generic, "Hey, what's up?" Instead, reference something from your last conversation to show genuine interest. "I've been thinking about what you said about. It's been on my mind. What made you see it that way?" This keeps you present in his thoughts and deepens the connection. Re-engagement isn't just about questions, it's about evoking curiosity and sharing something fresh. For example, "I came across something today that reminded me of what you said about. It made me laugh. Want to hear about it?" This adds fun and keeps the connection light, inviting him to engage emotionally. Storytelling is another powerful tool. Share a meaningful experience. "I went to this cozy restaurant last night and thought you'd love it. Are you into discovering hidden gems?" This invites him into your world, making the connection more personal. Humor also works wonders. Playful banter can reignite the spark. "I tried your favorite hobby yesterday. Didn't go as planned. I need some pointers." It's light-hearted, fun, and shows you're comfortable laughing at yourself. When he asks what you've been up to, share something meaningful. "I've been working on a project I'm passionate about. It's incredibly rewarding." This shows him you're not waiting around, but living a full life, and that his presence adds something special to it. Every re-engagement is a chance to build something real. Whether it's a thoughtful question, a shared story, or playful teasing, make sure your interaction is intentional. Let him feel the pull of your presence, even from a distance. This will not only keep the connection alive, but deepen it in ways that make him miss you even more. Number 6. The power of absence. Understanding the long game. Absence is often misunderstood. Many fear it will cause a connection to fade, but high-value women know better. Absence isn't about vanishing, it's about creating space for reflection and appreciation. Think of it as a pause in music that deepens the emotion. During these moments, he'll replay your conversations and realize just how much your presence means. Absence, when used intentionally, strengthens the bond. It's about quality, not quantity. High-value women know that constant availability can diminish their impact. By stepping back, they make their presence count. It's not about games, it's about living your life fully and letting him see your worth through your independence. Timing is key. After a meaningful interaction, resist following up immediately. Give him space to miss you. During this absence, focus on enriching your own life. Pursue passions, nurture friendships. When he sees you living a vibrant life without him, he'll realize your time is valuable. Absence also stirs curiosity. When you're not always around, his mind will wander, keeping the connection charged. When you do re-enter his life, make it count with a thoughtful message. I've been thinking about what you said the other day. How's everything with that project? This shows you've been living your life while still valuing the connection. Mastering absence is knowing when to step back and when to step forward. The rhythm of push and pull keeps things fresh and exciting. It ensures that every interaction feels intentional and anticipated. Absence is a tool for growth. It strengthens the bond, creates longing, and makes the moments together even more precious. When you show up again, he'll see you as the treasure he doesn't want to lose. As we close this chapter, reflect on this truth. Being a high-value woman isn't about controlling emotions or manipulating connections. It's about knowing your worth, standing firm in that truth, and showing up authentically. When you embody confidence and self-respect, attraction becomes a natural byproduct, not something you force. The tools we've explored, the mystery, emotional impact, first impressions, push-pull dynamic, thoughtful re-engagement and absence, create a magnetic presence that makes you unforgettable. You can't control others' feelings, but you can influence how they experience you. The real work lies in feeling worthy of the attention you receive. When you apply these principles, you build an aura of strength that speaks louder than words. Now it's your turn. Start weaving these insights into your life. Small shifts in how you speak, act, and engage will compound over time to create something truly transformative. Watch how men see you differently and how you begin to see yourself as the best version of who you are. The art of speaking to men as a high-value woman isn't about pretending. It's about owning your value and radiating that strength. The quiet power of stoicism, emotional balance, resilience, and inner peace will naturally draw the right people to you. Relationships are a slow unfolding, not a sprint. It's the daily choices you make, how you show up for yourself, treat others, and create space for love, that lay the foundation for something meaningful. That's what makes you unforgettable. Where will you begin? Maybe with a touch of mystery in your conversations or creating space in your interactions. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each step toward becoming your most powerful self brings you closer to building relationships that last. Thank you for joining me on this journey. These insights are here to ignite your inner fire, challenge your thinking, and empower you to see your own value like never before. The power to create unforgettable connections is already within you. Step into it. You've got this. Show the world exactly what you're made of, and remember, the best is yet to come.